Hey everybody, it's Glenn, back in this video with the Marvel Legends Ant-Man series Giant Man. Reading the brief bio from the packaging back, from 60-foot Goliath to insect-sized hero, Henry Pym has unlocked power that will change the world. And Giant Man is part of the Ultron Build-A-Figure collection, which also consists of movie Ant-Man, which you can see in a review here on my channel, facing off against the Marvel Select version, then Wasp, Bulldozer, finally, Tiger Shark, Grim Reaper, and Giant Man as we have here out of packaging. Well, Toy Biz's Build-A-Figure Giant Man, that is. And here we have Hasbro's not-so-giant Giant Man. A regularly sized Giant Man to me does seem to be a bit of a wasted opportunity. I'd have loved to have seen a new Giant Man Baff in this series, but the Toy Biz Giant Man Baff represents the cream of Toy Biz's crop, and when Hasbro retread Toy Biz's footsteps, they tend to pick easier targets, such as Black Cat, or in this very line, maybe even Wasp, as she goes head-to-head with her earlier incarnations. Stay tuned for that comparison. So, wasted opportunity to me, yes, but with movie Ultron as the Baff and this Giant Man coming with his left leg, I think it would have also been a wasted opportunity in the year of Avengers Age of Ultron for there to have been no movie Ultron in Legends form. Plus, insisting on a giant man is like insisting every figure be rendered at the maximum expression of their power. For instance, should every Invisible Woman figure be made in clear plastic? I don't know. As he is regularly sized though, I do question the choice of clenched fists. I mean, I assume if he was about to duke it out with a foe, he'd be in giant form, right? So open palmed hands might be more appropriate to his regular size. Giant Man is of course on our good old friend the Bucky Cat body and rendered in his Marvel Now costume. I'd have loved for a more classic rendering of the costume as seen on Toy Biz's Baff, or even in this pre-Legends Avengers box set Giant Man in the middle there. But expecting Hasbro to have synergy with decade-old product from another toy company is a big ask. Yet if you wanted to multi-scale this Marvel Now Giant Man with a more giant version, then the recent Ant-Man box set boasts a 12-inch version, and even as an SDCC exclusive, it's likely easier and cheaper to track down than the old Giant Man Toy Biz Baff anyway. So the red plastic is a nice vibrant comic book colour, but the lower legs are cast from the black plastic of the boots, with the jagged red boot top trim there painted, and we've repeatedly seen with Legends of late when Hasbro attempt this, the coverage is poor and doesn't match the red plastic north of the lower leg cut. Now taking a closer look, and I'm quite the fan of this head sculpt. Hasbro always exceed with a stoic facial expression, and I can't tell if I can see Pym's blonde eyebrows in the deco or not, and now I've gone cross-eyed staring at him. In spite of him wearing a mask, I've read enough comics with Pym in to see his likeness here, but then I might well be hallucinating eyebrows here, so I could just be projecting the likeness onto the action figure. His antennae there are on a plug inserted into his forehead. From being tightly packaged, they are hugging his head, but probably should have a wide display like this. It's worth a careful fiddle to correct them. Now looking at articulation, and the head rotates side to side, it looks down a real decent amount and also looks up a decent amount too. At the shoulder, the arm rotates, it moves up this far, there's upper arm rotation, then a double jointed elbow, there's rotation at the wrist, and wow, that hand's loose, and the wrist is also hinged, moving down and up. There's waist rotation, then there's an ab crunch which moves this far forward and this far back. At the hips, the legs move out to the side this much, they move to the front a decent amount, and they move slightly back. There's upper leg rotation, then there's a double jointed knee, there's lower leg rotation, then at the ankle it's hinged, moving backwards and forwards, and there's also that ankle rocker pivot that I love. And taking advantage of that ankle rocker, here is Giant Man posed at his widest stance possible, still with both feet flat on the floor. So all things considered, and unless you're hell-bent on completing the Ultron Baff or are a super fan of the character, I'd say it's probably skippable. While not terrible, it's just not essential, and the list of the they should have done this, they should have done that is just too long for me in this instance to give it a wholehearted recommend. But it's officially a million times better than the Ant-Man Flying Ant set. Don't believe me? Then click the video on the right for a toy so bad it has to be seen to be believed. As ever, I sure would appreciate it if you could give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe for more, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.